Hello, dear explorers, and welcome to my channel, or welcome again. Nice to see you again on my channel. Today I will talk about the archetype of the Scorpio. It is one of the most intense archetypes in astrology and one of the most fascinating one in astrology. A lot of us are attracted to this energy, like to explore it, like to talk about it, and I thought I will bring my insights referring to this archetype. So, let's explore. The first thing I would like to tell about the energy of the Scorpio is the fact that even if it's a water sign, I see it very connected to a fiery element, to a fiery component. And years ago, I was talking to a friend of mine that made the association of Scorpio with petrol, which I found brilliant because indeed, Scorpio is a kind of water that looks like petrol and a kind of inflammable water. What I like a lot about the process the Scorpio goes through, many times the Scorpio goes in this journey of digging. It goes and looks for the inner resources, their resources or the resources of others. Many times Scorpio goes very deep into exploring. So let's imagine he finds the petrol, that inner water, and the water is an important element here because Scorpio is very related to emotions and digging deep into emotions and um, identifying the emotions of the self and other. So once we find the resources, once we find this petrol, the fire comes. The fire as in the spark, as in the creativity. Many times creativity is associated with the sexual energy of the Scorpio, with this power Scorpio has to ignite the resources they found. So the fiery element can come here. So when we think about Scorpio, imagine fire and water, the images they have together and what this contradiction may mean. So many times Scorpio are very contradictory. They are very passionate one day and they are very mysterious the other way. So you can find this duality inside them. The second part I wanted to talk about is the association I find interesting between the sign of Scorpio and the concept of testing. They like to test. It's a very powerful sign, a very strong sign, sometimes manipulative. We will talk about the three layers of Scorpio energy. So Scorpios test because they have this image of being very strong and powerful, and they are, but inside they are very sensitive and vulnerable, and they know they can feel and connect to the emotions of other people. So because they care about their soul and their emotions and the emotions of others, they might test, and the way they test is very different depending on the person, depending on the level of knowledge they have. They might be manipulative, they might be secretive, depends. But anyway, the placements you have in Scorpio will give this testing the attraction to test people, the attraction to see which are the people who are as strong as you are, which are the people who can connect as deep as you are. And in case you are in a relationship with a Scorpio, expect testing to happen. The three layers I was talking about are fascinating for me when working with the Scorpio energy. The first layer is the Scorpio layer, the one we usually talk about in astrology when we have these classical images of Scorpio, full of secrets, with sexual power, manipulative, and so on. Many times we talk about this layer. The second layer is the eagle, the Scorpio that did the journey into the inside, went above, spread their wings, and now they can see reality from a different point of view, from a higher point of view. They are not so interested anymore in going there in the underworld. They already been there, they explored it, and now they are somewhere up seeing reality. The third level is one that we very many times talk about in astrology, the phoenix bird. the one that transforms, the one that is constantly renewing, the one that destroys and creates all the time. And this is the highest version of the energy of the Scorpio. So this is the second part I wanted to talk about, testing and renewal. The third part of the Scorpio I wanted to talk about is the concept of power. They are very powerful, and their power brings a certain flavor in this archetype. They are not surprised by anything. The people I know with Scorpio placements, be it the Sun, the Moon, Venus, Mars, whatever, may it be planetary activation, maybe the 8th house activation, it doesn't matter. The planetary activations are very important, and people who have Scorpio energy in their chart are not surprised by anything, because they live their inner transformations, they live situations that are stressful and full of intensity, and this just makes them be strong, and this just makes them not be surprised. They can be great counselors, great guides, great friends, because they can listen to you, they can understand you, they can know how being up and then down feels. So they can be really attuned to emotions, and great risk takers, and people that have a lot of courage and a lot of energy. So this is the third part I saw in almost all Scorpios. So mainly this is what I wanted to present about this energy. It's a fascinating energy. It's very much related to the Persephone journey, to the Hades energy. It's a very charming charming energy, charming in a different way than Libra, of course. So thank you a lot for listening. I'm very curious what are your Scorpio placements, in case you have it, or the placements of your friends, or the family, or someone you know who's very Plutonian. And in the end, I wanted to tell why I chose the symbol, because Scorpio is related to death and renewal, and traveling to America, I had the surprise to see how the Day of the Dead was celebrated, and for me it brought a lot of creativity and a lot of happiness, and I had a new view on how death can be seen, and this ritualistic part and this transition was very Scorpionic for me. And also the color red that I found very interesting in the association with the inner fire. For me, this was an interesting symbol for this energy. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to connect and to learn more about how this energy felt for you. See you soon.